All right, so continuing the report of Mr. Pagarigan for the knowledge work system is the skilled employees and skilled work. So this topic is all about the knowledge worker, which we have introduced in the previous chapters or previous topics. Well, knowledge workers includes the researchers, designers, architects, scientists, and engineers who primarily create knowledges and information for the organization. So itong mga knowledge workers, they usually have the knowledge, the high level of education and membership in various professional organizations and are often asked to exercise independent judgment as their routine aspect of their work. For example, itong mga knowledge workers, they are the ones who create new products or find ways para ma-improve yung mga existing na mga policies and procedures or mga products na meron sila at ng kanilang organization. So knowledge workers perform three key roles that are considered critical or crucial to the organization and to the managers work within these organizations na kinabibilangan nila. So it includes keeping the organization informed about sa mga changes in technology, science, social philosophy, and the arts as they occur outside the institution. Next would be they serve as internal consultants, which represents to their areas of expertise sa mga current events and also opportunities. Then last one, they are the ones who are acting as change agents where sila yung nag-evaluate, nag-initiate, at nagpo-promote ng mga changes on particular projects. So knowledge workers rely on traditional office systems but often require highly specialized knowledge work systems. So it is actually a requirement na magkaroon sila ng highly specialized na mga knowledge work system na may powerful graphics, analytical tools, and communication and document management capabilities. So these systems required great computing power. Meron din silang access to external databases and meron ding easy-to-use interfaces and optimization for their specific tasks na ipa-perform nila. So most knowledge workers, nagre-rely sila sa mga office systems such as yung word processors, voicemail, emails, video conferencing, and scheduling systems na designed para ma-increase yung kanilang productivity in the office in performing their jobs. However, yung mga knowledge workers, they are also required na magkaroon nga ng mga knowledge work system na akma dun sa specific na job or goals na ginagawa nila in a particular organization. So as you can see, it's a figure that represents system. Well, this system requires sufficient computing power to handle the sophisticated graphics or complex calculation that are necessary for such knowledge workers as yung mga specific researchers, product designers, and financial analysts. So mamaya, isa-isa natin yung mga kinakailangan nilang mga system. So because knowledge workers are so focused on the knowledge in the external world, yung mga system na to must give the worker quick and easy access to these external databases. So they typically feature yung mga user-friendly interfaces that will enable the users to perform needed tasks without having to spend a great deal of their time in learning how to use the system. Kasi nga, parang sayang sa oras kung aaralin pa nila yung complex na system na yon. So better na magkaroon sila ng quick and easy access sa mga interfaces na to na tinuturing na user-friendly. So knowledge worker are commonly they are highly paid. So wasting their time is simply too expensive. So dapat iwasan yun ng organization. Pwede silang mag-cut ng cost using this strategy. So the figure that is flashed on the screen summarizes the requirements of knowledge work system. So knowledge workstations are frequently created and optimized for the particular jobs that are needed to be carried out. Yung mga specific tasks to be performed. So for example, a design engineer requires a workstation setup than a financial analyst. So yung mga design engineers need nila ng graphics with enough power na kayang mag-handle ng three-dimensional or 3D na CAD systems. However, on the other hand, yung mga financial analysts naman are more interested in the access to a number of external databases and large databases for efficiently storing and accessing massive amounts of financial data. So, dumako naman tayo sa example ng mga knowledge work system. So, major knowledge work application including yung mga CAD systems, virtual reality system for simulation and modeling, and financial workstations. First example would be the computer-aided design or CAD and computer-aided manufacturing or CAM systems. Ito yung nag-automate ng mga creation and revision of designs using computers and sophisticated graphic software na kinakailangan ng mga knowledge workers. Using a more traditional physical design methodology, this design modification requires a mold to be made and prototype to be tested physically. Importante na matest ito physically. So yung process na yun, it must be repeated many times, which is a very expensive and time-consuming, very inefficient na yung process na yun. While using a CAD workstation, the designer need only to make a physical prototype toward the end of the design process because the design can be easily tested and changed directly dun sa computer na hawak niya. So the ability of the CAD software to provide design specification for the tooling and manufacturing processes also saves a great deal of time and money. So makakasave talaga yung organization kapag ito yung ginamit nila while producing a manufacturing process with far fewer problems. So konti lang yung predicament na may experience nila and cost cutting talaga sa part ng organization. So si Troy Lee Designs, yung naggagawa ng mga sports helmet, recently nag-invest siya sa mga CAD design software that could create the helmets in 3D. The technology defined the shapes better than the traditional methods na which involve yung mga sketching of an idea sa paper, hand molding a clay model, and shipping the model to Asian factories para mag-create ng plastic prototypes. So yung production is now about 6 months faster. So naging efficient na siya, mabilis na yung kanyang production and about 35% cheaper than the older one, with Asian factories about to produce the exact replica after receiving the digital design via email. Next would be the virtual reality system. These systems have visualization, rendering, and simulation capabilities that go far beyond those conventional CAD systems. They use interactive graphics, softwares to create computer-generated simulations that are so close to reality that users can almost believe na nagpa-participate na talaga sila in a real-world situation. So in many virtual reality system, the user don special clothing, headgear, may mga equipment then depende sa application. Yung clothing contains mga sensors that can record the user's movement and immediately transmit that information back to the computer. So for instance, a walk to a virtual reality simulation sa house, for example, you would need a garb that monitors the movement on your feet, hands, and head. And you would also need yung mga goggles that contains video screens and sometimes audio attachment and feeling gloves so that you can be immersed in the computer feedback. Yung mga virtual reality system na to helps the mechanics in companies 25-day training course for its 787 Dreamliner Learn to fix all kinds of problems from broken lights in the cabin of the major glitches with flight controls. Using both laptop and desktop computers na meron sila inside the classroom with huge wall-mounted diagrams, itong Boeing Airlines mechanics train on a system that displays an interactive Boeing 787 cockpit as well as a 3D exterior of the plane. The mechanics walk around the jet by clicking a mouse, open virtual maintenance access panels, and go inside dun sa plane in order for them to repair and replace the parts. Next naman, na example, yung mga augmented reality o AR, which is related technology for enhancing visualization. And next is the virtual reality application developed for the web used as a standard called virtual reality modeling language or VRML. So itong VRML naman is a set of specification for interactive 3D modeling on the World Wide Web that can organize multiple media types. Next is the investment workstation. So this falls under the financial industry. Well, the financial industry is using specialized investment workstation to leverage the knowledge and time of its brokers, traders, and portfolio managers. So yung mga firms such as si Merrill Lynch and UBS Financial Services, nag-install sila ng mga investment workstations na to that will help them to integrate a wide range of data from both external and internal sources. Kasama na dyan yung contact management data, yung real-time and historic market data, and research reports. So what are the different intelligent techniques? So artificial intelligence and database technology provide a number of intelligent techniques na magagamit ng organizations in order for them to capture individual and collective knowledge and to extend their knowledge base. Ang example dito ay yung expert systems, case-based reasoning, and fuzzy logic. They are used in order for them to capture tacit knowledge. Neural networks and data mining are used naman for knowledge discovery. They can discover underlying patterns, categories, and behaviors in large data sets that could not be discovered by managers alone or simply through their experience. So makakatulong talaga ito sa managers significantly. While on the other hand, yung data mining, it helps the organizations na makapture yung undiscovered knowledge residing in large databases and providing managers with new insights for improving their business performance. So example dito si AI or artificial intelligence technology. The other intelligent techniques discussed in this topic are based on the AI or artificial intelligence technology, which consists of computer-based system, so both ito ng hardware and software na systems that attempt to emulate human behavior. Such systems would have the capacity to acquire new languages, pwede rin sila mag-carry out ng physical activities, employ perpetual apparatus, and imitate human knowledge and judgment. Kasama na dito yung yung mga human expertise and decision-making processes. Although AI applications do not exhibit a breadth, complexity, originality, and generality of human intelligence, they play naman an important role in contemporary knowledge management. Next would be the capturing knowledge, expert systems. Expert systems are an intelligent technique that will help the organization to capture tacit knowledge in a very specific and limited domain of human expertise. Itong mga system na to, they capture knowledge of skilled employees in the form of a set of rules in a system that could be used by others in the organization. The set of rules in the expert system adds to the memory or yung tinatawag na stored learning of the firm. Expert systems lack in breadth of knowledge and the understanding ng mga fundamental principles of human expert. They are the ones that typically perform very limited na task lang that can be performed by professionals in few minutes or hours, such as yung mga diagnosing na mga na mga hindi nagpa-function ng maayos na machines, pagde-determine whether yung grant credit for a loan, and yung mga problems na to that cannot be solved by human expert in the same short period of time are far too difficult for an expert system. However, by capturing human expertise in limited areas, expert system can provide benefits. Mag-help din to sa organization to make high quality decisions with fewer people. So how this expert system works? Well, human knowledge must be modeled or represented in a way that a computer can process. Expert system they model human knowledge as a set of rules that collectively are called the knowledge base. Expert system have from 200 to many thousand sets of these rules, depending na lang sa complexity ng problema na kailangan ma-resolve. These rules are much more interconnected and nested than in traditional software program. So yung mga strategies used in order for us to search through knowledge base is called the inference engine. So dalawang strategy that commonly used, yung forward chaining and backward chaining. So first one, si forward chaining. It involves the inference engine starting with the data that users has input and searching the rule base to come into a conclusion. So under this forward chaining, yung inference engine, it begins with information entered by the users, and ito yung magse-search ng rule base dun sa nagsisearch siya to base rules in order for them to arrive at a specific conclusion. The strategy is to fire or carry out the action of the rule when the condition is true. Kagaya dyan sa figure that is flashed on the screen, beginning on the left, if the user enters a client's name with income greater than yung $100,000, for example, the engine will fire all rules in sequence from left to right. If the user enters information indicating that the same client owns a real estate naman, another pass of the rule base will occur and more rules will fire. Processing continues until no more rules can be fired. So, tuloy-tuloy lang siya hanggat sa wala ng rules na kayang ma-fire dito sa diagram na to. Next would be the backward chaining. This is the strategy for searching the rule base that starts with the hypothesis and proceeds by asking the user questions about selected facts until a certain hypothesis is either confirmed or disproved. Katulad sa example kanina, ask the question, should we add this person to the prospect database? So kailangan mag-begin from the right of the diagram and work toward to the left. So as you can see that the person should be added to the database if the sales representative is sent, term insurance is granted, or a financial advisor will visit the client. So what are the successful examples nitong mga expert systems na tinatawag? So isang example na dito yung si Conway Transportation na nag-build ng expert system na tinatawag na line haul to automate and optimize planning of overnight shipment routes for its nationwide freight trucking business. So the expert system captures the business rules that dispatchers follow when assigning drivers, trucks, and trailers to transport approximately 50,000 shipments of heavy freight each night across 25 states in 25 states in the United States and sa Canada, and when plotting their routes. So itong mga line hauls na to, they run on a Sun computer platform and uses data on daily customer shipment requests, available drivers, trucks, trailer space, and weight stored in an Oracle database. Although expert system lack on robust and general intelligence of human beings, kaya naman nila mag-provide ng benefits to organization if their limitations are well understood. Only these certain classes of problems can be solved using expert system. Virtually, all successful expert system deals with problems of classification in limited domains of knowledge where there are relatively few alternative outcomes, and these possible outcomes are known in advance. Itong mga expert systems are much less useful for dealing with unstructured problems. Iwasan dapat yung pagkakaroon ng mga unstructured problems that are typically encountered by managers. Many expert system ay nagre-require ng mga large, lengthy, and expensive development efforts. Hiring and training more experts may be less expensive than building an expert system. And typically, the environment in which an expert system operates is continually changing, so that yung expert systems na to must also continually change as well. But however, some expert system, especially yung mga large systems naman na mga examples, are so complex that in few years, the maintenance cost will equal the development cost. Next naman, yung mga organizational intelligence, case-based reasoning. Expert systems primarily capture the tacit knowledge of individual experts, but organizations also have collective knowledge and expertise that they have built all over the years. Itong mga organizational knowledge, pwede silang ma-capture and stored by using itong case-based reasoning. So dito sa CBR, description of past experience naman ito of human specialists represented as cases. They are stored in a database for later retrieval when the user encounters new case with similar parameters. Under case-based reasoning or CBR, the system searches for stored cases with problems characteristics similar dun sa mga bago, find yung mga problems or problem characteristics that closest fit, and applies solutions of the old case to the new case na nakuha nila. Successful solutions are tagged to the new case, and both are stored together with the other cases in the knowledge base. Yung mga unsuccessful solutions naman are also appended to the case database along with explanation as to why the solutions did not work. Itong expert system work by applying the set of if-then-else rules extracted from human expert. Case-based reasoning or CBR, in contrast naman, represent the knowledge as a series of classes, and this knowledge base is continuously expanded and refined by users. So you will find CBR in diagnostic systems in medicines and customer support, where users can retrieve past cases whose characteristics are similar dun sa mga bagong cases. The system will automatically suggest series of solutions or diagnosis based on the best matching retrieve case. Next naman ay yung fuzzy logic system. Fuzzy logic is a rule-based technology that can represent such imprecision by creating rules that use approximate and of subjective values. Pwede sila ma-describe pwede silang mag-describe rather ng particular phenomenon or process linguistically and then represent that description in a small number of flexible rules. Yung mga organization, they can use fuzzy logic in order for them to create software system that will capture tacit knowledge where there is linguistic ambiguity. Tingnan natin yung example na to ng fuzzy logic na magre-represent ng various temperature in a computer application to control room temperature automatically. The terms na ginamit dito ay tinatawag na membership functions. These are imprecisely defined so that, for example, dito sa figure na to, cool is between 45 degrees to 70 degrees. Although yung temperature is not clearly cool between about 60 degrees and 67 degrees, note that the cool is overlapped by cold or norm. To control the room environment in this logic, the programmer would develop similarly imprecise definition for humidity and other factors such as outdoor wind and temperature. Additional information is that the computer would combine the membership function readings in the weighted manner and will still use all the rules, raise and lower the temperature and humidity. So yun yung gamit ng fuzzy logic system. Fuzzy logic system, nagpo-provide din silang solutions to problem requiring expertise na mahirap i-represent in the form of if-then rules. For example, dun sa Japan, Sendai's subway system, ginagamit nila yung fuzzy logic controls to accelerate so smoothly that standing passengers need not to hold on. Ito yung Mitsubishi Heavy Industry sa Tokyo that has been able to reduce the power consumption ng mga air conditioners na ginagamit nila by 20% by implementing control programs in fuzzy logic. So next naman ay yung mga neural networks na ginagamit for solving complex, poorly understood problems for which large amount of data have been collected. Ito ay nagpa-find ng mga patterns and relationship in massive amounts of data that would be too complicated and difficult for human being to analyze. Tinutulungan nito yung computer to learn yung mga correct solution by example. As the computer is fed more data, each case is compared with the known outcome. If it differs, a correction is calculated and then applied to the nodes in the hidden processing layer. Yung mga steps na to are being repeated until the condition is reached. The neural network as shown in the figure flashed on your screen has learned how to identify a fraudulent credit card purchase. Also, yung mga self-organizing neural networks can be trained by exposing them to a large amount of data and allowing them to discover the patterns and relationship in the data. Well, another example is the genetic algorithms. These are useful in finding the optimal solution for a specific problem by examining a very large number of possible solutions for that particular dilemma or problem. Ginagamit ito base dun sa mga techniques inspired by evolutionary biology such as yung mga inheritance, mutation, selections, and crossover or what we call the combination. As shown in the table dyan sa screen, each string corresponds to one of the variables in the problem. One applies a test for fitness, ranking the strings in the population problem must be one where the range of the possible solutions can be represented genetically and criteria can be established for evaluating fitness. Itong mga genetic algorithms na to expedite a solution because kaya nilang mag-evaluate ng many solution alternatives quickly to find the best alternative or the best one. Last naman would be the intelligent agents. Itong mga intelligent agent technology nito, tinutulungan yung mga business for them to navigate through large amount of data to locate and act on information that is considered important. Best example dito si Siri, which is a software ng mga iOS platform ni Apple para sa iPhone and iPad. Si Siri ay smart personal assistant that uses voice recognition technology to respond for queries, offers, advices, and suggestion, at kaya rin niya mag-carry out ng task. Di ba sa atin, sabihin lang natin yung, "Hey Siri," bigla na lang siyang magtatanong kung ano bang kailangan mo, kung ano ba yung gusto mong gawin niya, kung i-open mo ba yung certain apps dun sa phone mo or sa iPad. Kung gusto mong mag-set ng schedule, pwede rin. Kaya ni Siri gawin yon. Hindi niya kayang mag-analyze ng mga local speech input. Instead, it routes you to a command through a distant server that will require Wi-Fi connection or 3G connections for the users. Then lastly, si artificial intelligent hybrid systems, genetic algorithms, fuzzy logic, neural networks, and expert system can be integrated into a single application to take advantage of the best features of these technologies. Ito ay tinatawag na hybrid AI system. Hybrid application and systems are growing, particularly sa Japan. Yung mga kilalang mga brands, na mga Japanese brands rather, such as Hitachi, Mitsubishi, Ricoh, Sanyo, and other, are starting na they already started, they incorporate itong hybrid AI sa mga products nila, particularly sa mga home appliances, factory machinery, and office equipment. Si Matsushita naman, nag-develop siya ng neurofuzzy washing machine na nakikita nyo sa inyong screen that combines fuzzy logic with neural network. So nakikita nyo yung combination ng iba't ibang mga system na to into one hybrid system. Nico Securities naman, which is a brand, has been working on a neurofuzzy system that would enable them to forecast naman yung mga convertible bond ratings. So napag-combine, napagsasama-sama, napag-consolidate yung iba't ibang mga system na to into one hybrid system that will help them to create a particular technology na magre-respond sa mga kinakailangang functions ng isang organization. So that concludes our report for our assigned topic, Managing Knowledge and Information. Thank you very much for listening and have a great day. Thank you.